All right, guys, so one thing that I realized I did wrong here was in the UL, the class name, it shouldn't be collection dash with header. It should just be collection and then with header, so two separate classes. So if we save that and we take a look, now we have the border around the header here. All right, now we're just outputting an LI with a log message right now when we loop through the logs here. We want to actually output this log item component. So let's go ahead and do RACF, and we can add a P on the end here, and that will actually bring in prop types and add the prop types down here because we're going to pass in a log as a prop. And we might as well add that down here as well. So we'll say actually, let's just do PTOR because it's going to be an object. And let's see, this div right here is actually going to be an LI, and we want to give it a class name of collection dash item. And inside here, I mean, for now we could just put in, let's put a div with a link, and inside the link we're going to put the log dot message. All right, so let's save that. Let's go to logs.js, and let's bring in log item. And we'll go down to, let's see, where we have this LI right here. We no longer need this LI, so we're going to get rid of that. And we want to output the log item. And we're going to pass in as a prop the current log. And then it also needs a key, which I'm going to use the log.id. So let's save that. And there we go. So we have some logs coming out. Now, we're going to have some logic here. I want, if it needs attention, I want the color to be red. Okay, we can, Materialize has like red text as a class. You can do green text, blue text, and so on. So let's go to log item, and in the A tag here, this is actually going to open up a modal to edit the log. We're not going to get to that till later, but we might as well just add it. So we'll do hash edit dash log dash modal, and then let's do class name, and this is going to be dynamic, so I'm going to put backticks, and it's going to have a modal dash trigger class since it's going to open a modal. And then I want to put a conditional in here, so I'm going to open up my money sign curly brace syntax and say if log dot attention, meaning if that's true, then I want to add the class red text if it needs attention, else then let's do blue text. So if I save that and I go back, you'll see the second one is red because that one needs attention. All right, so some other stuff we want to add is we want to do like the date and stuff like that. Now, we could just display the date as is, but I'm going to use a package called moment and react moment, which will let us format the dates. So I'm going to open up my terminal down here and just do an npm install moment and react dash moment. And then we should be able to bring in up here, we'll import moment from react moment. Okay, and we can close that up. So underneath the A tag here, I'm going to put a span. Let's actually give this a class name of gray text. I'm going to make the text a little lighter. So we'll say gray dash text. And let's actually put a line break here. And then inside the span, I'm going to put a span with the class of black dash text because I want to put the name of the technician. So in here, I'll do log dot tech. And let's just see what that gives us so far. Okay, so we get the text name. Actually, you know what? I'm missing I'm missing something before that. I want to put the ID, so I'm going to actually go before that and do another span with black dash text, and inside here I'm going to put ID number, and then, or just ID, and then let's do number and then log.id. And then in between these spans, let's say last updated by, and then the name. So let's see what that looks like. Okay, ID2 last updated by John Doe. Good. And then we want the date, so I'm going to go outside of this span right here and say on, and then we're going to put the date, which is log.date, but we're going to use moment here to format it. The way we do that is with a tag like this. We'll say moment format equals, let's do month, and then do and year, and then the time we'll do HMMSSA. So that's the format we want, and then inside here we want to put the log.date. Okay, let's check that out, and there we go. So it says March 2nd, 2019. Actually, let's not do, well, yeah, we'll do the time because it will get added when we're actually able to add the data. So it's fine. Now we're also going to want a delete button. So underneath this span, I'm going to put an A tag with the class of secondary content. Secondary content. Oops. And this is going to go nowhere. And let's see, because it's going to have an event later on. And inside here, let's say delete. And let's also put, actually, let's put an icon. We're going to put an icon in here. So let's do iClass material dash icons and also gray dash text. And the way material icons work is you put the icon in here, which is going to be delete. So let's see what that looks like. There we go. So we get a little delete trash can. Okay, so now we have our log item set up. So last thing I want to do here, let's clear this up. I don't know why I have this open. What's this? Oh, this is about the structure of the date, the format of the date. And don't worry about this. Once we were able to add the date through our application, it won't complain anymore. So just ignore this for now. And if it doesn't fix, then we'll address it later on. So I want to do the preloader. So when we reload and it's actually fetching, you see how it says loading real quick right here? I'd rather have the actual preloader that we can use with Materialize, which is really easy to implement. So we're just going to create another component under layout, and let's call this preloader.js. We'll do RACF. Okay, and this is going to be pretty simple. We're just going to have a div with the class of progress, and I'm going to make it blue, and I'm also going to lighten it. So we have these lighten and darken classes. I'm going to do lighten 4, and then inside we're going to have a div with the class of indeterminate blue. So class of indeterminate and blue. Indeterminate, not int. Let me just make sure that's right. So if we look at preloader, okay, so we have determinate, which is just still like this, and then indeterminate, which is going to give us this animation type thing. All right, so let's save that, and then let's go to logs and bring it in. So we're going to go, let's see, .. into layout and preloader. And instead of the H4 right here, we're going to put in preloader. All right, let's try that. So now if we go back and reload, so real quick, I mean, you can't really see it that that much because it happens so fast, but you can kind of see it. But yeah, so at least, I mean, if it takes a while to fetch for some reason, we'll see the preloader. All right, and I'm just going to get rid of this ugliness over here. Let's open up the React tools. Okay, so I think we're all set as far as our logs and log item, our preloader. So next what I want to work on is the add button. We're going to have a little floating button down here, and we'll be able to hover over it, and we'll have some other buttons come up. And basically these will be to add logs, also to add techs or technicians, and also list them out. So we'll have a couple modals that we're going to create, a couple different components with modals in them. All right, so we'll start on that next.